Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. Demetra K still on vacation. She'll be back tomorrow. But I got my man Donovan Sadiq in the building, and I am the 5-star general. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything tonight, from the violence in Houston to Joe Biden. And later on in the middle of the show, we're going to debut the brand new campaign video for me, the 5-star general, Make 'em Mad. Y'all sit back, man, because we finna have some fun tonight. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. You know, without you guys, we would not have a show, and it's a blessing to have y'all to take the time to come in and hang out with us, man. Demetra K is on vacation. She took a few days off. She'll be back tomorrow. I talked to her, and she'll be back tomorrow. But sometimes you got to do that. I mean, me and Donovan, we really don't take days off. Demetra stay in Vegas and all. You know, she rich on the slick. She rich. If she ain't rich, she using up her brother Walter money, and she traveling all over the place. But yeah, she'll be back tomorrow, y'all. And it is what it is. I want to talk about this here real quick. It ain't new. It really ain't news to me. But I'm still trying to figure out why in Harris County that Commissioner's Court ain't open up for in person. Why the city council ain't open up in person. Why the school board is not doing in-person meetings. And I'm going to tell you why, because y'all on some slick shit. And as long as you can keep us out them buildings, then that's what y'all going to do. Y'all need to start asking these questions, man, because something is not right. We can go everywhere else. The mayor can go to all these functions and all that. Bro, it's time to open up city government, man. You done milked the pandemic for all it's worth. And I really want you to say a prayer tonight for all these people out here that got them PPE loans, because they about to help you transition from homelessness to the penitentiary. Donovan, what's happening, my friend?
Oh my goodness, golly, you hit that nail right on the head. The 1st of July is coming up, and it's going to be epic when that actually hits, because the landlords are going to be dropping their paperwork to the courts and starting the eviction process. But hey, you guys, again, happy Juneteenth if you did what you did on the weekend, and happy Father's Day for the fathers, the good ones and the bad ones, because it's your day. Regardless, you're a father. So if you're a good one or a bad one, I hope you guys had fun. And yes, Demetra K, she is traveling here and there. She actually came back out here to California, and I was lucky enough to hang with her and her sister, who I've been trying to get at for like 30 years here in Ontario. So I got to spend time with Demetra out here and doing that. But we got a lot of stuff to get into. It is Monday, so a lot to talk about. I know you guys were so busy partying. You guys forget there's an agenda that needs to be done, and so many things are happening. And I want to actually start off with the violence and the mass shootings that have been taking place this weekend. They said there was 10 mass shootings across the nation, and guess which city was also named in that, as we're talking on this show? The city of Houston. So 5-star, could you kind of just let us know what's going on with that? Because wasn't Troy Finner supposed to be addressing the violence that is supposed to be happening there?
They're supposed to be addressing it. Today they did a press conference to offer a reward for the lady that was murdered in going into the gym the other morning, which is very unfortunate. Let's keep our family in our prayers. But I mean, addressing it is addressing it. I gave you the plan. The good doctor gave you the plan. You either want to address it or you don't want to address it. You've tried everything under the sun except for the plan that we gave you. And, right now, Houston is a very dangerous city. I wouldn't recommend for people to be out and about. They released some stats. I think it was yesterday I was reading, and the 3 most violent areas all reside on the north side of town. The north side, northeast, and the central north of Houston is considered the most violent areas in the city, which I've been telling you that for the last year since we started this program. And that Northeast area, now this is going to trip y'all out. Violent crime is up. Murders and violent crime, 164%. So when you go address it, when you just gonna say to hell with the way that I actually feel about Gary Monroe or Dr. Abdul Ali Muhammad, and we actually sit down with these people who seem to have a plan in place, and I've went a step further, tried to get it to the powers that be again, but if you don't want to address it, let's just stop the faking and everybody go out there. The laws have changed. Go get you a gun, man. Go get your gun, be done with it. It is what it is. And ride around with that motherfucker on your front seat. And if somebody try to jack you, just let them jack up on the murder, man. Because that's all we can do at this point. They're not addressing it the way that they should. But I also know Troy Finner's heart. But I also know who he works for, who is his boss.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could kind of understand what they're trying to say here. Now, 10 mass shootings across the nation in a 2-day period, that has not been done yet, other than this last weekend. Now, here's where a lot of the shootings took place. You had Juneteenth and Father's Day. Black people take precedence in Father's Day. And of course, Juneteenth being a Black issue, it's a Black issue. Half of the shootings actually happened in Black communities. I don't know if people were partying and, one guy stepped on the guy's Nikes and then pulled out a gun. And there was a couple of instances of that going on. And, it just makes me wonder why is it that when we get together, there's always an issue with guns. And it isn't just a Texas issue. It isn't a California issue. This is all over the nation. And when I'm saying with guns, I'm not saying don't take anybody's guns. I'm saying, why are you going to a party armed and then because somebody stepped on your shoe or you maybe have too much alcohol, you want to pull your gun? When we were coming up 5-star, you win some and you lose some, and that's just how it was. But I didn't need to take a gun with me to go have a good time at a nice party or get together.
Well, nowadays people are raising cowards. They don't teach them how to fight. Back in the day, like you say, we would win some, we would lose some. And you go home and you live to fight another day. But nowadays, they don't understand conflict resolution. For me, I don't even argue about it 98% of the time. I let you win the argument. I ain't got time to be arguing with you. And I'm definitely not finna argue over a piece of gristle. That ain't gonna happen. I'm not getting into it with no man over no woman. That ain't finna happen at all either. And if I stepped on your shoes, Playboy, I didn't mean to do it. Man, I sincerely apologize. I'm not no punk, but I'm not stupid either. So I probably would go to the party with a gun because I know everybody else gonna have a gun at the party. You never know when something's gonna happen. And I feel bad for the kids because they can't seem to go anywhere and enjoy themselves because it's always some drama. It's always some drama. And I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know I keep it 100. Especially at the young age, it's always some drama over these little stank ass broads. It's something about it to where y'all either getting some hell of a head or they licking up in your booty hole and turning your eye. And soon as somebody look at them, you want to kill everything in the room. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I tell you what, before we really get started, I did the song Make 'Em Mad, and I kept getting inboxes, man, can you play the video on the show? So, if you don't mind, man, let's debut this song on this show and let's see what happens. Let y'all give me y'all honest opinion, and we're gonna go from there. Hold on a second. Let's go in here. Okay. Why should people vote for Gary Monroe? There we go. Let me go back. Why should people vote for Gary Monroe?
Well, as being a fighter, I know fighters when I see them. And Monroe's been fighting for these children, trying to make sure that they got proper education they're supposed to have. He also fights for the teachers, make sure the teachers get the proper pay that they're supposed to get. So he got my vote, Monroe.
He's a compassionate man. He loves the community and he loves the kids.
He's going to give the teachers a raise, and that's what they rightly deserve.
I don't see nobody else fighting like he fighting. And plus, he no sellout.
Because he's the 5-star general.
And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. Sunnyside, man, we gotta make a man. Them boys in Hong Kong, man, we gotta make a man. Say Westbury, baby, man, we gotta make a man. It's Monroe in District 9 and it's time to kick some ass. Say, man, it's been 4 years, now it's 4 years later. And all I can say is it's 4 years wasted. The district on the BS, teachers ain't getting paid. Trustees is looking stupid with the things they say. District 9 up again, so I'm coming cutthroat. Man, you know what it is, so you know how it go. The kids ain't learning, the schools ain't safe. They shot a kid at Bell Land, board members just saving face. Everybody looking sideways, that ain't the flyway. Parents afraid to pull out the driveway. Virtual learning, nobody can't feel it. District 9's hurting bad, navigate the pandemic, but we gon' win it this time. Go in the voting booth, big homie Monroe in District 9, and put me in the seat that I rightly deserve. I got beat 4 years ago and I continue to serve. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. Sunnyside, man, we gotta make a man. Them boys in Hong Kong, man, we gotta make a man. Say Westbury, baby, man, we gotta make a man. Monroe in District 9 and it's time to kick some ass. Say ain't no boys like them Sunnyside boys, cause them Westbury boys don't play. Okay, soon as I step up on the scene, you see that look in my eye. It's the OG, baby, reppin' the South Side. I'm on the wheel, dog, you know what it is. 9 years in the game, getting down for the kids. I'm fighting for the programs, plus I give them the business. Why you do it like that, dog? These bastards wouldn't listen. From lawsuits to Fed cases, I did it all, dog. And if the kids ain't good, I get a phone call. Open your eyes, trustees is sitting high. With these underserved schools from the north to south side, we gotta fix special ed, gotta fix GT, and put the kids in the classroom and out of the streets. From the war zone, baby, we bringing the heat to the madhouse, Westbury, time to eat. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. Sunnyside, man, we gotta make a man. Them boys in Hong Kong, man, we gotta make a man. Say Westbury, baby, man, we gotta make a man. It's Monroe in District 9 and it's time to kick some ass.
Yeah, check it, the school system been up to no good, especially if you're black or brown and you from the hood. Even when I was going to these below average schools, we was using the same books our granddaddies used. I got a call from Monroe, he said let's do a track and get up in their ass for trying to hold these students back. He scared the hell out of them, they hate him but still respect him. That's why my homie go viral every time he check them. How can they win if beneficial programs are missing? So he gon' take that position and body slam the system. Robbing our children, man, it's almost like these fools looting. And our students ain't the ones doing them school shootings. They set the hood up to fail, that's the bottom line. Cause in they eye, your child ain't nothing but a dollar sign. Monroe kicking in that dough like I told ya. District 9 about to get a certified soldier.
In case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. And in case you boys ain't know, it's Monroe in District 9 coming through that front door. Sunnyside, man, we gotta make a man. Them boys in Hong Kong, man, we gotta make a man. Say Westbury, baby, man, we gotta make a man. It's Monroe in District 9 and it's time to kick some ass.
That was it. That was it. Yes, yes, yes. How long did it take you guys to shoot that?
I see a comment from Dog Mom who says that the approach was good, but people are not going to take it serious. Yes, they are. Because everything I said was going to happen to the school system 4 years ago when I ran, it happened. Everything that I told them that they needed to do, they never did. Now, I want you to understand something, and I ain't going to go deep into it. Part of the reason that your communities and your violence is going up is because the pandemic didn't allow the killers to go to school. It allowed them to stay at home. See, when your educational component is messed up, then that's what happens. Your crime rate is going to go up. So if I don't win, I'm not hurting. But if I do win, then you have somebody with the passion that it takes to sit on the school board that's knowledgeable of what needs to go on to try and fix some of these problems. You got to spend 4 years just trying to fix it, to fix up the foolishness that they've messed up. So I don't want people to forget. You had a couple of trustees went to war to give the teachers the raises the other day, last week. But at the end of the day, let's look at their 4-year body of work. Would we be in this position if they did what they needed to do for 4 years? No, we wouldn't be in this position. So it needs to be what it needs to be. You've done politics. All the school boards across the country are the last stopping point for a lot of politicians who can't win positions anymore. So they put them on the school board and they go in there and don't have a clue what they're doing and mess up all our school systems. And that's why your babies are dumb. You see what I'm saying? That's why your babies are dumb. Because these people change the policies, change the procedures, and they screw it all up. So I think it's going to be good. I think we had a ball. And to piss them off even more, because I'm campaigning a different way. I'm going to shoot another one in August. Right before the election, I'm going to shoot another one in August. And then before the primary, I'm going to shoot another one called Hold Your Vote. Oh, it's the new way to campaign. What you think, my friend?
Oh, I think it's a genius way to campaign, because why is it that a kid could learn a song faster than they can learn American history? People remember songs faster than they remember what they read. So, there it is. I think it's the best way to go about it. We're in the 21st century. People, in our song, in our history as Black people, in our song tells a story and also passes a message. So at least it used to. I don't know about these younger kids and what they're rapping now, because I don't understand a damn thing that they're saying, because all the music sounds the same. But in our generation, and getting the thing of rap and getting the message out, NWA, Ghetto Boys, Mr. Scarface, all the great rappers, especially the ones that came from Houston, were always telling a message of what's going on and what's happening. We called them street reporters. So, but I want to get into real quick. A lot of people have forgotten, because they give you all this symbolism. See, this is what happens when they give you symbolism before a major event happens. Juneteenth, they unveiled in several cities a George Floyd statues. I am not against that. I don't see the significance of that, but they revealed these things, and our civil rights era folks were all excited and happy and all that other stuff, which is great. But how does that help Black people? How does it do anything? But as you guys know, this week, or is it this week or next week, Derek Chauvin is scheduled to be sentenced. And Keith Ellison, who used to sell Muhammad Speaks newspapers and distanced himself from the minister when he got into politics, who is now the Attorney General of Minnesota, made a very, very interesting statement in regards that he said, basically paraphrasing, I hope they don't go too hard on him. I hope this is not about revenge. When you go into court and somebody's murdered your loved one, isn't that revenge, 5-star? When you're seeking justice?
Retribution, if nothing else. According to your Bible, you guys out there, if you don't live by biblical laws, you shall be judged by man-made laws. What's coming for Chauvin needs to be what it needs to be. They need to set a precedent, but there are far more dirty officers out there that have done more, that are still doing more, that they need to take care of in the same manner. I don't think a punishment for me, the punishment should equal the crime. It was death, but it didn't fall under the certain guidelines. He should have got the death penalty. That's justice. That is justice. So for him to get anything other than that, he actually wins, because George is no longer here and he gets to walk around every day.
So, they give us these statues. I think that maybe if we had a George Floyd bill with or without qualified immunity, that would have done more in regards to Black people than giving us some statues and a national holiday. I mean, that's just me. But when the Attorney General weighs in on the sentencing, he's sending a signal to the judge that the government does not want a heavy sentence to be told onto the sentencing. So he's kind of trying to walk that line of, I work for my paymaster, but I'm still trying to be down and keep everything going. So
I don't care what he say. I don't care what he say. If you don't throw the book at him, they're going to burn Minneapolis down. They're going to burn it down. And it's not done, because you still got the other 3 that got to be dealt with. Then you got Dante Wright that got to be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? So if they don't throw the book at him, they're going to burn the city down. They already know it, and they can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, they're already erecting barriers and all kinds of stuff in Minnesota in response to the upcoming verdict.
I don't know what kind of fire these people are using, but when they light up a metal dumpster and burn it down in less than 5 minutes and make it melt, it don't matter what they erect. They know what it is in Minneapolis. You either gonna throw the book at him or they gonna burn the damn city down.
And also, it's not just Minneapolis. Other cities are also bracing for the sentencing hearing. And and when they do that, it puts so much on us within the Black community that it's like we hope that we get justice, and it just never comes. It just never comes. So for those guys that had heard about that, that's a serious issue, and we got to wake people up and say, hey, look, we celebrated Juneteenth, we celebrated Father's Day. Now let's get back to work. And that's our problem. We're so easily distracted from getting justice for our people.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm so sick of these old school Negroes with this symbolism. I was thinking about it yesterday, and the things that they do and how they play the game with us, and you do all this. I don't know if these people believe if their God is real. Because when you have the conversation, they believe God is real and he's this and he's that. So you really think God ain't gonna deal with you for what you're doing to people, huh? You really think he's gonna stand before judgment and he ain't gonna deal with you, huh? Or you gonna be up there trying to barter with him, huh? It ain't gonna work like that. I don't understand what these people, how they think. I don't understand how these people think. But at the end of the day, you're gonna pay for all that you're doing to people. And I'm looking at how people like, oh, it's been 60 years. They've been fighting for Juneteenth. So it take us 60 years to get some goddamn legislation for Juneteenth. But somebody slapped the hell out of Asian in a fucking beauty supply in March, and they got legislation in less than 3 months.
Well, let me ask you this, 5-star, real quick. I mean to cut you off. Who the hell was asking for a Juneteenth day?
Nobody.
You know, and that's what I'd be trying to tell my elders. What are you guys talking about? We're right now in the 21st century with the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, you name it, the murdering and stuff. I think having a holiday that white people could also take advantage of, and you know, that's all great because you know these people are on that everybody bullshit. That's good and great. But right now, a holiday is the last thing I think that we have been demanding. Don't give us, you know, it's not 5-star. You're a parent and I'm a parent. And yeah, your kids want certain things, right? And that's great. But we give them what they need. But if my son came to me and said, Dad, and he's demanding, I need a pair of pants to attend school, I'm not going to give him some shorts. Nobody asked for this Juneteenth thing except this old black lady. And then, do you guys know what she said when they asked her about it? She said, Juneteenth ain't a black thing. Well, if it ain't a black thing, what are we doing here? And then she said all she wanted was to get that pin from the president. That was her whole life goal in life in the years she's been fighting for this holiday. Is to get a pin for the president.
And even though I'm going to make some people mad, which I normally do, that's one of the reasons she need to go sit her old Negro spiritual ass down somewhere, because we are not in the 60s anymore. Nobody asked for this funk ass holiday. What we asked for was our money. We'd have people out here doing all this PPE foolishness. You see what I'm saying? If you just give us our money, man.
See, and we need to start holding these elected officials accountable to what we demand. Don't give us symbolism. We didn't ask for that. Okay, we got the holiday. That's great. Add that on to what you owe us. But we didn't ask for that. If you're up there, we need legislation in regards to what we want and what we need. And reparations is not a housing program. Reparations is not a lottery. Reparations is a monetary compensation. That is the only way it can be. Did they give the Asians, I hate to be stereotypical, but did they give the Asians dry cleaning stores? Did they give the Jews banks? No, they gave them all money. And then where was the study for the Asian bill? How much they gave them? I think it was $30 million in regards to the bill that they gave them. Gave them money. Where was the study for that? Where was the freaking study for the Asian crime bill?
Well, here's my thing. Sometimes we got to know when to shut our mouth. And to get up there and say that Juneteenth is for everybody, they didn't free white folks on that day. They didn't free Asians on that day. See, that's our problem. We got to be inclusive. We got to desegregate everything pertaining to us. You feel what I'm saying? Is Cinco de Mayo for black folk? Hell no. I don't give a damn if you get mad. You go get mad. You can write it down, take a picture. I don't give a damn. Did they free white folk on that day? Really, I don't get into it. I didn't watch none of the whatever came on the TV. I didn't read none of the articles, because when I open up something, I see a white person at the microphone. I see an Indian at the microphone. Man, don't nobody need to hear nothing from y'all today, man. Don't nobody need to hear nothing from y'all today. They need to learn how to stay in their fucking place too.
Jalen says, how about all the money given to Black Lives Matter is used towards giving us reparations? Seems like a legit idea. The problem with that, Jalen, is they don't know where the money went. They can't account for the money.
Man, let me tell you something, man. They don't give a damn where the money went. They were just happy that folks stopped burning up shit. But then you gave us a lot of credit for burning up shit when it really wasn't us 90% of the time. It was your people. It was your people that was burning up shit. I proved that when I went into that goddamn Kmart that night in Minneapolis when they was setting that motherfucker on fire. And it wasn't nothing but white folk in there. So they need to learn how to stay in their lane, and black people, stop jumping your asses in front of the microphones, trying to sound like you educated, because you really sound like a damn fool some days.
I just think it's the time that the civil rights era people need to go spend time with their what time they have left with their grandkids. Go sit your ass down and let younger people do it a different way. We've been doing this bullshit for 60 years, and look where it's gotten us. They are outright killing us in our homes now, and it's just crazy. And I'm going to transition to another topic. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottoms, as you guys know, the Democratic Party told her, you got to go, right? She ate those butter biscuits. She thought she was a potential vice presidential nominee, right? She's going to be on the Biden ticket. They said, nah, we're going to bring this other guy back that helped gentrify Atlanta and get the Negroes out of there because, we need to do that. But this weekend, quietly, during Juneteenth, wow, during a black holiday, a black leader, like we have these black police chiefs, they don't seem to change the culture. She signed a bill that made 100 all gender city restrooms. Her priority this weekend was to make sure that gay people could go into your daughters and girls' restrooms and whatever they identified themselves with. That is her major policy that she's going to exit the door with. That was her agenda, not a black agenda. She didn't do anything for black people. Once again, these black leaders don't do anything for black folks, but she did for LGBTQ. Of course, she takes care of her white benefactor, her white zaddy, and everybody else, the Hispanics, everybody else. She made sure that 100 bathrooms in Atlanta, so that the black Mecca is now the black, well, it already was the black gay capital, but they're going to make sure that it is now definitely a black gay capital.
So where we be is the priority. Who we pee with is the priority. I stand firm in what I believe. I have a daughter, and I don't want a man in the bathroom with my daughter. And that's what it is.
See, and this is the thing. Don't get me wrong, ladies. You have some great black leaders out there, okay? I can't name one currently. You want to know why? Because they're all civil rights era folks. Those people are garbage. But we have a lot of young leaders that are there, and we will never see them because the older leaders keep suppressing them. Do you guys realize the average age of the Congressional Black Congress is 73 years old? 73 years old. These people are literally dying on the throne. Black people, we don't teach the next generation or younger generation for leadership. We don't do that. White folk did. Paul Ryan is 2 years younger than me, which would make him 3 years younger than 5-star. And he was Speaker of the House. Who do we got? Sheila Jackson Lee, Maxine Waters, who's not even a baby boomer. Maxine Waters is older than a baby boomer. Maxine Waters was born in 1938. These people are dying on the throne, and they're just content with the symbolism. So we got all of these problems going on. We have black people in positions to change our lives drastically, like you have a Houston mayor down there. And what are they doing? Nothing. And we are cool with it.
Our skin folk is our problem a lot of days. Somebody said on here that 5-star probably won't let you in office because they can't control you. I tell you what, that might be the reason, because you ain't gonna control me. So I'm gonna say this because I know you politicians watching Sheila Jackson Lee, all you want to be kingmakers, stay the hell out of my race. Because if you get in my race in any way, shape, form, or fashion, any way, I promise you, you're going to have some fucking problems. And you got to relent and just understand that y'all ain't getting the job done. And they know they're not getting the job done. They're not concerned with doing anything for us. They're concerned with lining their pockets. They make a living off of poor people's demises. And that's why you guys need to research your candidates as they start popping up for these races, local, state, and federal. You may be a Democrat, but you may have to go independent or go Republican. Because what's representing you ain't doing jack shit for you. So, like I said, out of all the things that Keisha Lance Bottoms could have been dealing with, you worrying about where somebody pee. Why don't you get down to Chicago and go help R. Kelly since you worrying about where people got to pee?
And that's the crazy thing. I will argue with people who, they follow the civil rights era. They mama told them this and, oh, we shall overcome. Them niggas are up there on Capitol Hill singing very badly the Negro spiritual or whatever. I don't even know what it is, basically. But they're still doing this stuff like they think it's the 1960s. Things have changed. And so you've got, and I argue with people in regards to, well, we got to vote so-and-so in. Now, in the 1960s civil rights era, yeah, you wanted to see black faces in nice places. Now you've got that. There are black police chiefs all over the place, but the police culture hasn't changed. You've got 58 black representatives of Congress, 58 of them. There's really 60. Well, there's 60 representatives. 58 of them are in the congressional caucus because remember, they won't let two black guys into the CBC because they're Republican. Well, what's that about? If you're black, should you be part of the caucus? But no, you guys got to remember these 58 people, they are Democratic operatives. They don't represent black people. I've said this on my podcast. I've proven it on my podcast. They don't represent black people, but you have civil rights era people that will tell you, they will tell you and look you straight in the eye, you don't understand politics. Right now, President Joe Biden has come back from hanging out with his European white supremacist buddies. Didn't accomplish anything over there. He comes back here. His agenda has stalled by one man. One. And they're still negotiating with that one man right now. But the civil rights era people will tell you, you need to elect as many black-faced people as you can so that it could make a change in our lives. We've got plenty of black people in great positions and nothing has changed. But one white man is holding up a whole Democratic agenda. What do you think about that, 5-star?
Joe Manchin doesn't create a problem for me because you elect these people and they get up there and they do what they want to do anyway. Joe Manchin has just been honest enough to show you that I work both sides of the aisle. And I'm not finna, cut my nose off to spite my face because of a certain piece of legislation that you want. Now, the black politicians, they play the same game, but they want you to believe that the Republicans are the devil. And I'm reading a comment. Let me find it. From Pioneer. Hold on. Well, look, we know the black politician only have limited power, be they Republican or Democrat. So what's the alternative? Get rid of all black politicians and have only white ones. They're black in a sense that you can see their skin color. In all actuality, bro, they all the same. Joe Manchin is just showing you up front how the game is really played. The black politicians play the same exact game, but they do it behind closed doors. They like to throw rocks and hide their hands. You see what I'm saying? Harold Dutton, He's the Joe Manchin of Texas. He's doing it to show you this is what we do. I'm not gonna do this, vote for this because this is what you want me to do, or walk out this room with you when I know there are other pieces of legislation that these people have stood behind me on. But we're not limited in our power right now. Not the Democrats. They're not limited in their power. They have all the cards. Imagine if you played spades and you get 13 cards. That's what you normally get. But imagine if all 13 of your cards were all spades. How in the fuck you lose that hand?
Run the table, right?
They can run the table right now. And they're choosing not to run the table. That doesn't have anything to do with Republicans. It don't have nothing to do with black or white. It's the fact that they are playing a game and you guys keep buying into it, thinking that these people hate these people when they don't. Now let's go up to your president. He's been playing the game for 40 years. That's why he's in the bipartisan politics, because he works both sides of the aisle. He works both sides of the aisle. So all this that's going on, politics right now, to me, Donovan, is the equivalent of sex. Women, that dude that keep calling you and talking to you and he keep telling you how good the dick is. And then when you finally get the dick, it ain't worth a damn. When you find out what he really about, he ain't worth a damn. That's your Democratic Party right now. They parading around like they got the dick. But every time you look up, they the ones getting fucked.
Exactly. So, people, 26 Democratic candidates, and they picked the one with the worst record politically, the one that he was basically bankrupt. Black folks overwhelmingly voted for this man, and he has yet until this very day said or done anything for black people. Now, they're going to tell you in the next coming weeks, as we keep demanding reparations and all that, we can't even get a damn study vote on reparations. We can't even get a study. They can't even get that through. But they're going to tell you, well, golly, what do you Negroes want? We gave you a holiday. We didn't ask you for a holiday. We didn't ask you for that. We asked you for legislation to make us a protected class too. We asked you for our money, homie. That's what we asked you for. But we would let these black politicians come back into our communities with their water. Some of y'all want to take pictures with them like they're famous or something like that. But a lot of the black politicians don't even live in your neighborhood or near your neighborhood. And we think, we got something. Because like I said, if you look at their record and we give them an evaluation, you will find, as I've said on my podcast and we said on this show, these people don't do anything but name post offices and give each other congressional civil rights medals. That's all they do. You want to know why they do that? Because they're 73 years old plus and they don't know anything else. They don't.
They realistically don't, but they play these people out here every day. The day of you even thinking that the black politician has your best interest at heart, that thing came and went. It then came and went. It's not true. But you can't make people understand that day has come and went. In the last 60 years, name me a good black politician. Name me a good black leader that's associated with politics. And I got some beachfront property in the middle of the ship channel that you can buy tomorrow.
how many of you guys remember I was talking to a civil rights era person, and I'm not trying to bang on the civil rights folks, but here's the thing, and I want you guys to think that I'm just banging on them. But who else am I supposed to bang on when the average age of the people that look like us is 73 years old? They're my parents' age. I'm 51 years old. So I can only bang on the people that are there. Okay? I was talking to a politician here in California, and we were having a conversation because, you know, everything's gearing up for, you know, the midterms is coming up. So everybody's worried about what Donovan's going to do here in California in my district. And they were telling me all the stuff that I could be doing and what, you know, maybe I need to get on some school boards, or maybe I need to get on some rec boards and do all this other stuff. Look, no, I don't do that. I'm a political watchdog. My job is to take your record, throw it out there so that you guys can see this person for who they are. And if you damn vote for them, that is on you. But she sat there and told me, well, Donovan, you know, we got to be patient. I said, it's been 60 years since you guys have done anything for Black people specifically. I don't want to hear this everybody shit, specifically. And she said, well, you know, you got to be patient. I said, wait a minute. If I can prove to you that what you're saying is wrong, and I could pull somebody from your era that basically sounds like myself, 5-star, and anybody else that is trying to wake up the Black folks today, would you agree with me? She said, absolutely. Martin Luther King. How many of you guys remember this book? And if you get a chance, go read it. I have it. He wrote a book while he was sitting in Birmingham jail around that time when he just got done. I think they just got him out. How many of you guys remember this book? It's called Why We Can't Wait. And he basically expressed in that book why the civil rights movement cannot wait for promises, cannot wait for legislation. We're not going to wait for the white man to, you know, do what they need to do right by us. That's what the book said. And when I told her that, she had forgot all about that book. So I said, how can you sit there when the blueprint of your era is almost the exact same blueprint that we're using today? The only difference is I'm you then. Speechless.
The truth is what it is, but sometimes it's not what we want to hear. Pioneer has a comment. The media has done a pretty good job of demonizing images of most Black politicians. The Black politicians have done a good job of setting themselves up to be demonized. The Black politician has sold out the Black community forever. They've sold out the Black community forever. And the thing is they go and work with the same people that they're telling you are trying to oppress you. If you're not into oppression, you don't work with those people. No way, shape, form, or fashion. But yet they continue to work with them. They continue to work with them. It's a lie. They're perpetuating a lie across the board because that's what they have been instructed to do. Now, we can sit here and preach this sermon every night. But at the end of the day, all you have to do is ask yourself, what has this motherfucker done for me lately? Nothing. They ain't done nothing. You got a better shot of putting the deck to Janet Jackson than you do of a Black politician doing anything for you. They are worthless. I don't give a damn how many microphones you stand in front of, news cameras, and you can lie and whatever. They will not support a strong Black politician. Black politicians don't support strong Black politicians, but they'll stand up and support Beto. They'll get behind the white politician, but they won't get behind the strong Black ones. And you have to stop going into the voting polls and having selective amnesia when it's time to vote. If you need to vote for a goddamn Republican, vote for one. I've said it, and ain't one of them contradicted me. Everything I ever got done in my community was with the help of some white people or a goddamn Republican. and I live in a Democratic neighborhood. How long you think I'm gonna play that fucking game?
So, while you guys were out there celebrating, and like I said, I'm not against Juneteenth. I just think it's something we didn't ask for. Nobody was talking about Juneteenth up until they just sprung it out there, and this is what they do. This is their playbook. The problem is the war zone with the 5-star general and other programs like this, the New Black Media, we are keeping everybody aware of what is going on. But while you guys were celebrating, shooting each other and whatever else you guys do to have fun. And I saw some videos right there in Houston. You guys were out there electric sliding and having fun. And I'm not against that. We deserve it. I mean, we go through a lot of shit. Okay. So we deserve that.
But let me ask you a question.
What
the fuck do black politicians do besides take fucking pictures?
Like I told you, they name post offices and they give each other civil rights medals.
I give you one better. This weekend, they rode bicycles from Galveston to Emancipation Park. Who gives a fuck? Can you do something about what they did to Donald Neely in Galveston? Will you ride some bicycles down there?
Symbolism.
I don't give a damn about no bicycle riding, no naming of no fucking holidays, none of that. Go get my money, man.
And did you notice that a lot of the pastors were silent this weekend? A lot of the pastors were silent. But while you guys were having a good time and relaxing, some of you guys tuned in with us on Saturday because we started a new show called Dirty Politics. And on the first show, some dimes were dropped. If you missed it, I would say go back and do the refeed. 5-star, could you kind of let them have it? Let them tell them what was up.
We're going to expose dirty politicians all across the country. We're starting in Harris County with the voting fraud that they say does not happen. Well, next week's show, because we led you into it, is going to be called the Evelyn Factor. Evelyn Dupree, one of the biggest voter harvesters in the state of Texas, and we got the dirt on her. But the kicker is, who did she work for? Every major black politician in the city of Houston, including the white district attorney. So all this voter harvesting is real in Harris County. And the thing is, we ain't gonna give away no nuggets. You're gonna tune in. You're gonna block some time out for us on Saturdays at 7:00 p.m. Central Time. And we gonna drop them dimes on these people. That's why I'm telling y'all, politicians out there, I know the games you play when people run for office. Stick your nose in my business in November, and I promise you, you're going to end up in a federal penitentiary. You might as well just turn your back on that school board race. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because as show is pussy is greasy, I'm going to slide your ass. I promise you. And that go for Sheila and anybody else that's in her kingmaker circle. Stay your ass out my race or risk the chance of you going to jail. But I ain't got to worry about it too much because the voter integrity laws are going to pass. You're going to take your walking around here and acting like you done did something because you stopped SB 7, you're going to take your ass in there and play partisan politics later on this summer that's going to get passed and they're going to bust your ass when they catch you. But I'm going to bust your ass because I got dirt on all you cocksuckers. That's what dirty politics is about. And it's cool because you got 2 black people on the panel and a very intelligent white investigator. Play the game if you want.
Yes, and I'm going to advise you guys too. I was just going to go say that. This isn't about, the Democrats are doing this, Republican. It's about our basic democracy. It isn't a Republican thing. It ain't a Democratic thing. But it is exposing the Democratic Party getting caught doing a lot of it. And I'm telling you, stuff that was revealed last Saturday. If you missed it, go see the replay. If you are into drama and I'm talking about serious drama and just serious, just stuff, this is the show that you want to watch and tune into, because we're going to give it to you as much as you can take it within the time that we have to give it, because they've got the evidence. They've got, I mean, it's incredible. So this week coming up, I can't wait for Dirty Politics 5-star. I can't wait.
I can't wait either, because it's time to expose these people, man. It's time to expose them for what they're worth. And what y'all don't understand, they're messing with our democracy. They're getting to pick and choose who they want in office to push their agendas. And if you're in Harris County, tell me you ain't seen the same motherfuckers in office, just in different positions the last 20 years. 1 minute they in City Hall, the next minute they're on the school board. If they ain't at the school board, they're at HCC. If they ain't at HCC, that Harris County Department of Education. They want to be precinct chairs. They want to be this. They want to be that. And they all are just rotating. But yet our community continues to look the same. Ragnar says Sheila showed up for a photo op when I returned from OIF. I didn't receive a care package or any letters from my office during the war. And you wasn't going to receive one. She didn't give a damn. She didn't even know if you were going to make it back. She didn't care. She didn't care. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, politicians, something. I see y'all out here giving out all these goddamn proclamations and giving keys to the city. When you going to give 5-star hills? You going to wait till I die? I do more work than 90% of the motherfuckers y'all giving proclamations to. More than 90% of them. But you won't give me nothing because I hold your ass accountable. Well, take your proclamation, ball it up real tight, scratch the crack of your ass with it, because I don't need it, because I'm going to keep busting your ass.
Yeah, you know, and I really think that Dirty Politics is a good show, because during the week, we keep you guys informed in what's going on in Black America and what you guys need to know. But we kind of feel, well, at least I feel kind of handcuffed when we do, you know, this show, because there's certain things we just can't do on this show. But on the other show, that's where we could just throw it out there and just kind of, you know, make it plain. And we're just going to make it plain. We don't care who likes it and who doesn't like it. But like 5-star said, you know, if you won't start none, there won't be none. But we do need to show you guys.
No, I think you're being nice, because I don't give a damn if they don't start none. It's going to be something with me on this show. Yeah, I'm going to talk about your dirty political shit. Yeah, I'm going to talk about who you got working your campaigns dirty. Yeah, I'm going to talk about your sex life. I'm talking about all your dirty shit that you doing while you in office.
You know, and I really do think that kind of show needs to be shown, because everybody thinks that it's just this lily-collard, you know, white, nice thing that's going on behind the scenes, when it's the very party. And I'm talking to Black folks. I have to talk to you guys because overwhelmingly Black people vote Democratic. I'm not telling you to vote Republican, but if you guys would understand what the Democratic Party across this nation is, both parties do it, both of them, but what they actually do and how it actually operates, I think it would seriously alter the way you vote. And you would stop voting because you're a Democrat. Why are you voting for that? Oh, I'm just a Democrat. Straight ticket. What? But what if that's not good for you? Well, I'm a Democrat. I'm a vote straight ticket. You might start voting your own interest and what's in your own place. And maybe we would have a better playing field when it comes to this democracy that we call the United States.
Yeah, I mean, and just because people have difference of opinions, me and Donovan don't agree on everything. Donovan and Demetra don't agree on everything. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean that we can't work together every day. So for you, it's all about you doing the research on your candidates, finding out if they've done their job. Because in the real world, if you don't do your job, you don't get to keep your job. But in politics, you ain't got to do jack shit, and you can stay in office for 30 years. On the Democratic side, the Republicans don't play that shit. They don't play that shit. If you don't do your job over there, they get rid of your ass in a heartbeat. Don't even think twice about it. That's why Hot Wheels down around Texas trying to do something, because he know them Republicans on his ass right now. They ain't trying to hear nothing he's talking about right now. You see what I'm saying? But on the Democratic side, this is what we do. And we expect for things to change, and you keep putting the serpent back in office? You keep putting the serpent back in office. There, I called y'all some snakes. Because that's what y'all truly are, some fucking poisonous snakes.
And like I said, as more and more people are waking up, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed, and maybe some of you guys out there noticed, when the Juneteenth thing actually came up, and people were like, well, there's no, you know, people that were against it were saying the Democratic talking point, well, you know, he's only been in office for 180 days. People are now seeing the symbolism of us getting nothing. Now, I put something on my page. I don't know if some of you guys that follow me saw it. Only a slave gets nothing. Think about that.
Well, we must be some slaves. Because we ain't got a goddamn thing. Nothing. Nothing. What's the other topic that you wanted to discuss?
We pretty much went through all the topics, all 4 topics, actually.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, man. And I think that our people are slowly waking up to have the opinions that some of them have. They're starting to see. But you can't have selective amnesia in November. You know, if it's a white, if it's a black, if it's a Republican and a Democrat, research the race. You may have to go left and think about it. Nobody has to know what you did. But you just can't keep putting these people in office and yet they're not doing shit for you. Like in Port Arthur with the last hurricane that came through, Harvey, the big one. These people got no glow money. Their houses still not fixed from Harvey almost 4 years later. What the fuck are these people doing, man? And we still want to keep putting them in office? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And it is what it is. So, Donovan, what's your final thought, my friend?
Well, my final thought is, again, you guys, thanks for tuning in with the War Zone. Please check out Dirty Politics, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be there. The 5 Star's going to be there. It's going to be totally a blast. But Demetra should be back tomorrow, I guess, if she's going to make it back in tomorrow. You know, we are getting into political season. I mean, and this is serious, you guys. This is why people are starting slowly waking up, even though they don't want to see what they see. Black people, we have 9 years to get this right, or we're just irrelevant. It won't matter at that point anymore. And I have a lot of these fraternity friends and all these folks that were all Kamala, and they were just misleading a whole bunch of people. Some of them are even pissed off. Some of them, I mean, a lot of them have like, oh my God, yeah, you were right. Oh, I'm wrong, whatever the deal is. So it takes time. But the thing is, we have to be on code. There's many roads to a destination. I want to go this way. 5 Star wants to go this way. You guys want to go your way. It's about getting to the destination and who's going to get there first and who's going to get there last.
My final thoughts, I'm going to read Jamarcus's comment. If Turner ran again, people would still vote for him. And I truly believe that. And he would fuck them again. He would do it again. So my final thoughts are simple. The Negro still is not free. Say, man, it's a reason we the best in the building. Say, man, it's the War Zone every night, 7 o'clock, YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of my good friend who's not here, the Queen Demetra K, my man Donovan Sadiq, I am the 5 Star General. Until tomorrow night, we'll holler at you.